Someone needs to explain to me why the hell I'm doing this. There it goes. Oh, if you don't want to listen, fine. Junk. Oh, look at there. Hey, welcome to the Worst Luck Garage channel. No, it's Irish Outlaw Garage, but we have the worst luck. Anyway, I don't have time to beat around the bush, so I'm just going to tell you what we're doing. Blanche here, 76 Ranchero, is overheating, and I've started to diagnose it. Pretty sure it's the radiator is clogged because the 351 that was in it before I built this 400, put it in, was nasty, and I'm pretty sure that it filled that radiator, and that's why it's overheating. Let me show you why I think that. So I've already been kind of finagling around in here, but this is dirty, and I took this off. Look at the nastiness that's inside here. There's rust and some kind of something, I don't know. I haven't taken this out yet, but yeah, there's all kinds of crap. The fluid looks good, the coolant looks good, but I can tell that this radiator is plugged up. I did get a new thermostat. This is a 180. I got a 160 for it. This, I don't think this thing's locked up. No, it's not locked up, but we got a 160. It calls for a 192, but I'm trying to look at that crap. It's all on top of there. Yeah, we'll put the 160 in it for now, and if it don't get warm enough, we'll stick a 192 in it. You got to order these because these only fit in these motors. That's the story of my friggin' life. So pretty simple to take these out. I had these screws that I made to put the fan shroud back on because they took it off, but luckily I got it with the car. They took it off to put those pusher fans. You know, they figured they didn't need that shroud. Well, yeah, you do, okay? I don't care what you say. You need to have something that is blowing air to the motor and pushing the hot air off the motor also. If you ain't got enough air movement to help cool these big blocks, especially these Fords, you need to have the air pushing. If you do not have somewhere for it to channel to push against the motor, it's going to overheat. You're not going to be able to keep it cool. I've told people that a million times. If you don't want to listen, fine. I'm being real. You got to have something that channels air across these big blocks to help cool them. They don't just work with the radiator, okay? Anyway, shroud's off. Bottom radiator hose is off. Top radiator hose is off. We just got to get these transmission lines off, and this whole thing will pop off. I'm going to cut those goddamn electric fans. I'm going to throw them in the trash along with everything else. They're garbage. I don't like them. Don't trust them. Because if they go out, your car overheats, and also those electric fans put a hell of a strain on your alternator. So you can blow your alternator and your fans and your motor all at once. Make sense? Now I know there are some high-tech fans out there that do a great job. And that's fine if you can afford them. I can't, and most people like me can't either. We just want to drive the cars, so we put the original fan on it, just like the manufacturer said, and it'll stay cool. Stayed a lot cooler with that fan than it ever did with those electrics. Anyway, let me get this out of here. Done. Junk. Whoa. Make a mess, shall we? Probably should have got some new radiator mounts, but the other reason I'm doing this is because I have all the air conditioning stuff for this. I have all of it. The pump, the compressor, everything. So I'm going to be hooking that up in the, I wouldn't say near future, but in the future. Let me see something here real quick. How far that goes down in there. I don't know. I got to look at something. Yeah, I had to check something. A subscriber of mine said something about a restrictor plate in the blocks of these, and I had never heard of them being in the 400 or the 351 modified 400. I always thought they were in the Cleveland motors. and that's true. So you might want to look, if you have a Cleveland engine. I remember one I had in a Mustang, it had a restrictor underneath there on top, like right on top of the block, but these don't have that. It's the 351 Cleveland, the 351M, which I got out there, the original motor, and this 400, they didn't have this. So maybe I'm wrong, but I went looking it up because I had to think about that after I put that in there. Apparently they don't go in these motors. Alright, let's get this brand new Ultra shipped in the USA Chinese in, which I've never had any trouble with. So. And just like I did with the Buick, this time I went with the big dog. Just give her the old 4-core and be done with it. That one there, I believe, is a 2. And these things are, they're built pretty good, actually. I've been really happy with these because, you know, we're doing budget here, guys. You can't afford all the big name. I get it. You know, you want the best for your car. You think you have to have the best. But not if we're driving them. These are just daily drivers, and I've never had an issue with one of these. The only one that I had to replace was the one in the Buick because, well, the Buick decided to plug that one up with whatever the hell was in it. Mud, I think. It was bad. And I'm getting ready to do that too. I got to drain that sucker out. So, get antifreeze in it. But, yeah. By the way, you should keep these. They work great underneath seats to help keep the seat level. Yeah. Don't throw them away. Yeah, buddy. Should have done this to begin with. I knew better. Right, buddy? Mm-hmm. The petcock is in it. Got me some new cardboard with all the little barbs from the big staples that can get you right in the ass. Okay. Get out of there. Not you, dog. You were fine. So, this one has an overhang. And the problem here, yeah, they do have the place for it. Okay. Let me get this set down in here. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Nice and fat. And get this bottom hose in the vicinity. Oh yeah, it went right on. Sweet. And get her set. Oh yeah. That's right in there, right where it needs to be. So, got that. We got to change out those. Put the bottom or the top hose in. We'll do that after we get her set. I want to make sure she's in there good. Oh yeah, big old fat 4-core. That way, it's actually closer to the fan too, so hopefully it'll suck through. And it sits right there. Plenty of room for the AC condenser. I'd say we're pretty damn close and good. Yep. And will this fit in those little tabs? Oh, now I know you fit. Yep, just like that. And I just have to drill new holes to fit. But yeah, right there is where she sits. Well, as a matter of fact, we can do this. This goes here. Just like that. I think. Yep, we're over a little bit. Move it that way, just a hair. Just like that. Got them little hold downs. Keeps it right and where it needs to be. It's right there. That's it, really. I mean, this is an easy job. That goes there. That goes there. Woo, that's tall. A little bit taller than the old one. and I think we'll be just fine. Put that there and that there. Tighten her down. Should be good to go. One. There's two. Solid. Yeah. Get the wrench out. Start tightening in that nipple for the overflow, and it broke off. So I need to figure out a way to get that out of there. Well, she's all back together. Got fluid in it. Did get the nipple in. Worked exactly the way that I had planned it, which means drill it out good enough and just smack the shit out of that until it goes in, because I'm not messing with it. But she's full. That's from taking it out. That's not a big deal. So yeah, she needs some more, but we can't start it until I get that exhaust fixed. So I think we're gonna go see a movie. We're gonna go see a movie real quick. Yeah. Gotta make time for family. I ain't gonna mess with this all the time, so I'll be back and it'll be nice and dark. Hey, welcome back. It's actually the next day. We stopped what I was doing on Blanche here, and new movie came out that Zeppy wanted to see, so as a family we all went to the movie. We got to stop and do that kind of thing. I can't just keep doing this, you know, constantly wasting a lot of precious time, other than, you know, everything else in my life that causes time to just go away. But by the time we got out of there, it was pouring down rain, cold, so I couldn't do nothing last night. So it's still kind of drizzling, hazy, cold, typical. You know, we have to look outside every day. We get up in Illinois and go, what kind of weather we having today? Which season is it? Well, today is nasty season. Anyway, I got Blanche full of coolant, but I still need to jack her up off the ground, get underneath there and straighten out that exhaust so it doesn't leak anymore. Other than that, I should be good to go on this thing. A few more little things, maybe try to get the heater working better, because, you know, it's nice to have cars with heat. So anyway, let me get this thing off the ground. We'll get her up in the air, get that exhaust straightened out, and then we'll get her back down. We'll start her up and see how she does. See if she runs cool. I did get the license plate renewed, so she's legal. Here we go. So, got the exhaust leak fixed. I just need to tighten it up a little more. That way it's actually, the exhaust is where it's supposed to be. I never did, like, put it right, so. But yeah, I got her running. She started right up. We're trying to watch if she's giving any fluid through there. She kind of spit and sputtered, so we're going to have to add some. Yep. So I'm just going to let her chill out right there. I did put a 180 thermostat, not a 160. That's actually what was in it, but I tested the other one and it didn't seem like it was springing very good, which means it was probably letting too much through. Probably never heard of that, have you? Yeah, you can let too much water through your system. Well, yeah, she's sucking her down. Everything seems to be okay. Just above 180, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So I'll let her sit here a little while and run. That's all I can do. But at least the exhaust leak's fixed. Transmission ain't leaking, so we'll be back in a little bit, see what she does. Well, test driven. Didn't overheat. A little bit of a wobble in the back. Might be because the tire's been sitting so long. I don't know. We'll get that figured out. But it didn't overheat. Everything seemed to work. I did put for now, I put a fuse in the blower motor so it'll blow out a little bit of heat. It's not a lot, but it gets pretty warm in there. She just needs cleaned up. But, you know, I'm gonna order some parts. We'll make sure she gets, you know, the proper things she needs. Now this is unfortunate. I wonder, oh, that's gonna fall off. There ain't nothing we can do about that there. We'll just go ahead and, I know it hurts me too. It hurts me too. Oh, speed hole. Damn, look how thick that is. Good Lord. But we'll go ahead and get that off there. We need to fill that definitely with something. Yeah. You want that? There's your piece of your car. She's falling apart, man. It's all right. It's okay. It's bound to happen. But I am definitely going to get some new door seals for this thing. These things are, they're flaking off. It's bad. But we're going to let this old girl sit for a while. This is a two-part series. We got this one so she don't overheat and she drives. I don't think it's leaking. So what do we got next? Old girl here needs some front brakes, something fierce. And
new paint. Yeah,
new paint. And we need to get her winterized. She's not winterized at all. She's still got the water and just that thermocool in it from duct tape drags. So let's get her up to the garage. You know, before we do anything, he's gonna get her started. I gotta blow these leaves out of here. Welcome to fall. This is my life in the fall because I have 10 gazillion trees. Anybody want some trees? They're free. You cut them down, you take the stumps, I'll give you all the wood. Maybe give me 2 or 3 for a, you know, bonfire thing back there for marshmallows and shit. But let me blow these out of the way. Okay. I know. 2 cars, 1 video. Can't help it. This is the way we're doing things. We got to do it while it's not raining. So we got to get this thing up in the air, get the wheels off of it. I got the brakes, I got the hardware, I got everything. The drums look good. Well, they did before we left for duct tape drags. I'm sure they're not great now. We need to drain this out and refill. Then I also have a different carburetor for this car. I've been testing and tuning with the kickdown off. I actually found a kickdown setup on eBay, and it specifically said a TH400, ST300, which is this one, and an ST400, which is the basically the switch pitch turbo 400. Kinda. But I found a way I can get this Carter off of here and put it, my Edelbrock, I got a good 600 Edelbrock, and we're going to put that on here with that switch. And I don't know, we'll see how this goes. But we want to get her up and get the brakes done first. That's the most important part, because it's still drivable the way it is. So while I'm doing the brakes, I thought I'd go ahead and drain this thing. I got her up, you know, shaking. And a lot of people seem to think that this ground isn't solid because it's gravel. There's concrete under here. There's concrete, and it's like an old school concrete, and then it's like compacted with lime and rock, and that's solid as hell. There's a lot more to the story of when, you know, Blanche fell off. It was my own fault, actually. There's more to it. This ground is solid, but sometimes I will put those under for extra lift. That's the only thing I use them for. This thing ain't going to it. It ain't going nowhere. So let's pull this bottom off. If we can. Maybe. There it goes. Oh, yeah. Now I've flushed this motor so many times that I lost count. Look at that. Oh yeah. So we're just gonna let that drain, which is just, that's great. Good Lord, man. I'll tell you what though, it's a lot cleaner than it was. And that is just water, guys. Don't freak out. But yeah, I'm gonna have to flush that again. But I'm glad I did that now. But I did notice something that I did on Blanche that I totally forgot about. I have a fancy light, you know, that flips up and it's rechargeable and all that. Yeah, I left it under Blanche when we went for a test drive. So that's gone. What can and will go wrong? This time operator error. But alright, let's get these wheels off of here. Okay, as long as the dogs don't knock over my camera, we're good to go. I don't have a light because, you know, I just said I lost mine. So most times when I'm doing these, there's a couple things I'll do first. Number one, just make sure everything is loose. That way when you're pulling it apart, you never know, there might be something that's causing this problem. But these have worn pretty well. They're not bad. I've seen way worse. Way worse. So I just use a vice grip, y'all. Depends on how strong you are. You can just grab a hold of one of these and get my angle just like that. And I like to leave everything where it is. That way, you know, and only do one side at a time. Don't do both sides. That way, if say you've been doing 1,000,000 of them, I've been here. You've done 1,000,000 of these. There's no way in hell. Grease. There's no way in hell you're gonna mess this up. Well, you know what? I've got to the point where I had to, you know, try to figure out and remember how to do it. And I had to do that on a 350 Chevy. I actually looked up a valve train. I'd done 1,000,000 of them, but I was like, God, I can't remember how the hell I did that valve train. So I looked it up, and lo and behold, it was an old Vice Grip Garage video with Derek, and I went, oh yeah, that's how I did it too. That's how my dad taught me to do it. Actually, my dad on valves, just a point on valves, my dad said get it close and then start it with the valve covers off and adjust. Go back until she clicks, tighten her till she stops, and go 1/4 to 1/2 depending on the age of the engine. Anyway, that's off the subject, but yeah, a lot of us were taught the same old school ways. So anyway, you get each one of these off, and I lost my thing. You'll start with your top springs, just like that. Okay, leave them in there. Just leave them in there, don't take them out. Then this little adjuster, these front wheel, you know, front wheel drum brakes, you can usually, if you want, I use this for everything, but if you get too aggressive on these little spring caps that hold these in, you're gonna bend them, and then they ain't gonna be with a damn. So I've got this big ass pliers. You hold your finger on the back, it's like that, and it's stuck. Sometimes you have to tap them with get the little El Kabong in there. But this one's going to be a little bit of a bear. But do not lose any of these parts. Okay? You hold on to every single one of these parts. If you're going to replace it with the new stuff, trust me, remember, parts are garbage now. This is old school. I'm half inclined to just reuse it. But you know, you keep everything. I know that sounds like you're hoarding the crap. You're not. With the way things are nowadays, I think I'll switch to the needle though. The way things are nowadays, just keep them. Just keep them. Okay, there's my springs. Keep note that one side will have this little keeper here. I don't know if the camera can show that. I may show it in a different thing, but the spring goes on that. On the other side, it has a washer that goes behind it. That washer's pretty damn important too. But this one's gonna fall out. Try to keep them in front of you on how they go. You know, I know you can't really see that, but I got the left spring and right spring. And remember, this is why we ain't taking the other side off. So we got reference. So this side can come off. Just keep in mind how they came off, and they will get stuck just like that, stuck on the adjuster. Oh, there we go. Right side, come off there. Left side. See how everything's together. everything. Left side, right side. That way I can just put the shoes on down next to them, transfer stuff over. I've done a million of these. I could probably figure it out pretty quick, but again, you don't know. Now, I probably should change this out while I'm in here, but they seem to be free and fine. Nothing seems bad. Everything's tight. Even the ball joints are tight. I think it's that side has a rip in the, I don't care. It don't go all over the road. It ain't bouncy. This thing's missing its little deal there. Now these should come in the kit. And I don't care. Keep them. Do not ever get rid of these little parts. Just keep them. Put them in a safe place. Mark them. Whatever. Or just throw them in a box like I do. So, we're all nice and, you know, taken apart. So let's check a couple things. Here's the adjuster. Is it free? My God. That is one of the rarest things I think I've ever seen, is a free adjuster. This thing goes all the way down. And it's good to just go through the motions with it. I'm still going to clean this up. Just get it all the way out and you can see. Oh, yeah, see. Whoever put brakes on this last, however long ago that'd be, my guess is 25, 30 years ago, there's anti-seize in there. Very, very important. Oh yeah, see the orange? That's anti-seize. Heck yeah. Somebody did this right, probably old schooler, you know. And we'll clean these up. I'm scared to death that dog's gonna knock that camera over. You need to get out of here. Find somewhere else to lay down. Oh look, there's some wheel bearing grease I could just throw on this. But yeah, hear that? That means she's getting dry, so we need to put something on there. So, here's our kit. Should come with both sides. Pretty simple kit really, because you don't have, you know, all your parking brake crap, which I've taken all that off of here. But it comes with everything you need. I just, still to this day, where is it? Distributor, Ozark Automotive, yeah, we know that. Right there, it says made in China. We know how well that's been working out for us all. Now this thing does come with the little holder clip for your self adjuster. It's that piece right there. You'll take that whole thing off and just, you can pry that out of there. It'll come out. Sometimes they get kind of worn. Oh, there went the long spring. There we go. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah. Don't lose that. I had to actually fabricate these for the ambulance because nobody makes them. For the ambulance, the self-adjuster hook for the front brakes on the ambulance. I had to fabricate some. So, I got that one and that thing, and then we'll replace this right there. And there's a million people that do these on YouTube. Like I've said before, Kevin Brown, Junkyard Digs, he does a great how-to video on it. He just does it a little different than I do. But, yeah. And right now, if he sees this, he's going to be like, why aren't you changing that damn wheel cylinder? Because these are old. They're not leaking. The rubber looks good. So, I'm not putting new junk where old good parts are sitting. Okay, let me go get, I'm not even going to clean them up. We'll just get some grease on them. And we should be ready to roll to just stick her back together. So, I'll be right back. So, can't find my bearing grease. I think I might have thrown it away. I think something happened to it. But I got this marine grease in there. That works just fine. It's actually a little better, actually, you know. So, let's get this thing. I'll get this thing up and we'll start putting these things back together. Just want to get these greased up. I actually quit using anti-seize in these because I did it on one of the cars, I can't remember, and they seized up. I just quit using it. Don't take a lot. You don't want to get a lot in there. Just smear it on there like such, and screw it back in. Oh yeah, smooth as silk. That's just no restriction whatsoever, because you're gonna have brand new brakes on here. So and just screw it back. Just wipe off the face. Very important to get it in here. Very important, because this, you know, allows it to turn. If this doesn't turn, nothing works. So just throw that in like that. Oh yeah. And we're gonna wipe all the excess off of this, because you don't want that hanging around. It's starting to drizzle. That's great. I ain't gonna have any time to do nothing. Brakes. Let's find our brakes. There's one. I think they should be the same, both sides, because no, they are not. They are not. That one is good. Well, maybe, what do we got here? Okay, this one's here. That's to this side. This is to this side. Boy, look at them. Woo! Got a little bit more pad on it. That's alright. And you can see how that is? Yeah. So, yippee yippee! First things first, get a little grease on this. Okay, so as these had a little washer behind them, these, you actually do not have a little washer behind them. So that's just right there. That's A number one. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong. Are these the same? No, they are not. See? I didn't remember that part. So, this one on this side, this one goes on this side. Get our little lockers, get our little thingy-me-bob. This goes in here like so. Yeah, that rain's gonna start coming down too. God. And there's that. And there's that. Go ahead and throw the spring in. I always put this side on first, because otherwise it can be a pain in the ass. Hold it with your finger. We'll use a needle nose. It's a little closer in here, I remember. And just like that. Alright. Nice and loose. Everything moves. Just like that. So this just does not want to. There we go. There we go. She's in. Everything looks good. A little grease on there. Make sure she's snug. Double check that. Oh yeah. Yep, I had it right. Just checking the clearances, Clarence. There she is. Now, you got a little spring, and they never come in these. Okay? They never come in them. And that's this one right here. That's what holds your adjuster up. Right here. They never come. And that is, I don't know why they do that, but this has to go right here. And that supplies the tension this way and that way. I don't know. I have no idea. so now we're going to adjust this in all the way. Just like that. I think we're going to get one of these in and it's going to rain on us. That's just perfect. I'll probably screw this up. God, it's starting to rain harder and harder. That's just perfect. Like that. Get back together. Like I said, keep all this crap. Do not lose it. You never know when you might need that. Well, a couple things. Battery went dead and camera got wet, so it decided it wasn't going to work anymore, but I did get it working. It's raining a little bit too much for me to sit down and do that. I did get the one side all on. I still got to do the other side. You got the basic idea. Set your wheel back on, adjust and adjust till you start to feel it, and then, you know, whenever you put the bearing on, you tighten it, and turn it, and then back it off, and do that about 2 or 3 times until you get it to where it's tight and it'll stop. Then back it off about a quarter or so. And I could put new bearings in them. I do have new bearings for this car, but those are Timkins, made in the USA. That's what was in it when I got it, and I just checked them. They're fine. So while it's raining, I think we'll get underneath this hood and we'll work on changing out that carburetor. Okay, first things first. Get this fuel line off of here. Drop the cap on the ground so there's dirt in it. Oh, look at there. She had pressure. She had pressure. Wonder what this filter looks like in here. Got a new fuel tank in it. Oh yeah. Good fuel. Oh. She's fine. She's fine. If this kick down thing don't work, it's fine. We'll kick it down. Bring it down a notch. Bring it down a gear. I just don't. I can't. This plastic piece. You get a lot of people saying, "Well, this is how you adjust it." I know how to adjust it. Adjusting is not the problem. This plastic piece of shit broke, okay? So there's no adjustment. I had to put it in as far as it would so I at least have something there when we went on to Tucson. But turns out I didn't need it. I wish I wouldn't have had it hooked up, because I sure as hell would have just shifted down. It would have ran a lot better. Now this little heat riser thing is very, very important. Oh look, they're all going to come off? Yes they are, but it did rip. It's still a good carb. I mean, it's just outdated as all hell. Try to save some of these. Nope, you ain't saving that one, guys. Cheap hose. And there should be a riser. Yep. Oh, that's yummy. Okay. So we need to get the vacuum out. We'll get the vacuum and kind of clean that sucker out. See, that is so nasty down in there too. And they don't make an aftermarket for these. You will not find an aftermarket. Okay, so let's do some cleaning real quick. Worn out disc. The idea is to keep it moving, use a worn out disc. You won't hurt nothing, but don't follow me. Okay, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I went in and cleaned this off too. But there is no ifs, ands, or buts about which gasket has to go on the bottom. You have to have this gasket. It has to go just like that. As little smiley face, the back fenders are pointing that way, and it has to go on. So you got that. Then you don't necessarily have to have the stained style gasket on the top. The problem is this setup is probably not good, because I really need an adapter that goes to the holes, because we're going to lose a lot like that. I don't think, if I remember right, I don't think that the Edelbrock will fit in those holes. Give me a second. Yeah, so this little knot right here is hitting that little return spring hole, or whatever you want to use it. I use them for return springs, but that's how this is going to look, but it ain't going to work. So the idea is you have to get an adapter. You got plenty of hood room, but look at that. That's not going to fly with me. So what we're going to have to do is we're probably going to have to run to town and get one of them ones that has the insert that can go in it. I do not have one, because I'm not leaving that wide open like that. That's just, yeah, that doesn't work, guys. It's a bad idea. In a pinch, great. So we're going to have to run to town on that. I'll go ahead and flush this thing out again, and we're gonna have to change the plugs on this. I think this old girl, she flooded her out. But it's, like I said, it's still a good carb. It's a good starter carb. If we need to get something going, we'll just set it right down there. Just stay. Don't go flying anywhere. I have a tendency to throw shit, but it is getting cleaner in here, little bit by little bit. No time. So yeah, we'll have to go up and get one of them adapters. No ifs, ands, or buts. Got to be done. So maybe we'll do that. I'm going to come back and get this other brake on. But I'm going to go ahead and flush this system one more time, and I'll get back with you whenever I got that adapter. Hey, we're back. Had to make a trip to town and got something to eat. Halloween parade, parts. Now it's getting dark and it won't stop raining. It's been raining all day, so I don't have a choice here. I can't find my canopy. It walked off the property somewhere. We don't know. So Zeppy's out here with me, and I already got the carburetor and everything set on. It ain't on there the right way, guys. It needs a different adapter, but I'm going with what I have now in stock. It's a weird setup. It's the smaller Carter, so nobody has just the one I need. I'm gonna have to order it, but for now, what I put in there will work-ish. But I'm also putting a heavier thermostat in here, a higher one. I'm putting a 195, because I'm gonna drive the hell out of this. The heat works, I'm gonna use it. So let me show you what I just found. I took out the thermostat I had in it. I had a 160 in it, and let me show you what I found in the bypass hole. Okay, check this out. So if you look right there in this, let me get a screwdriver. Look right there. See that? That is a huge chunk of rust I'm pulling out right now. Look at that. Let me get it. Make sure I don't drop it. Look at that. That was stuck in the bypass hole that goes to this bypass hose right here, goes down to your water pump. That was blocking that. So I'm gonna have to get in here and see if I can get all of that. But that right there, that's solid too. Feel that, buddy? Is it solid? Yeah. Yeah, it was stuck in the hole. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, let me get this cleaned up, and I'll get the new thermostat. I got it right here in gasket, and I'll get that in here, and then we can start putting this together to get this running with new to this car, Edelbrock. I've got it on there I don't have the transmission switch put on there yet, but I'll get to that after I know it runs good. Let's just make sure it runs good first. Someone needs to explain to me why the hell I'm doing this. Why? Start a YouTube channel, it'll be fun. You gotta keep it going, no matter what. She's loaded. It's full of antifreeze, carbs all set up, ready to roll. It's gonna be way off though because the timing was set for the other carb. So let's just see if she'll take off, huh? I don't know what the hell that is, but I don't like it. How the hell are we hitting that now all of a sudden? Start a YouTube channel, Dad. Fired right up, that's weird. Get back in here in a minute. Well, she's sitting at 195 to 200, where that's fine. This thing will run up a lot hotter than that. The inside's heating up, let me tell you. Until I get a little bit better weather and get in there and start tinkering. I can tell you right now, this is the best this car's ever ran. Just by swapping out that carburetor from that Carter to this Edelbrock. Got an Edelbrock air cleaner on it. I'm going to hold on to the Carter and the original air cleaner. That thing is worth more than I paid for the car. It is retarded expensive. I mean, wow. But, you know, it's running good. That Carter just, I don't know. But, yeah, everything seems to be okay. I guess we'll say it's good, but still gotta do that other damn brake. I'm already wet, so I'll probably finish that one. But other than that, she's good to go, I think. If something else comes up, I guess we got another video to make, don't we? So that's gonna do it for this one. Got to work on Blanche a little bit, still got a lot to do on her. I gotta replace a bunch of the heater stuff, the switches and stuff are not working very good. The heat works, that's what I'm doing here, guys, honestly. I just wanted to get this thing running better. I wanted it to be able, you know, we can drive it in the winter because it gets warm. I don't have a lot of cars with heat. This is one of them, and Blanche is another one. Skylar has the Javelin. The Javelin's heater core went out on power tours, so, you know, that's it. We're gonna get his Mustang up here too. We gotta replace the clutch, flywheel, heater core. That thing's getting everything. I don't know if you guys like Boss Body stuff or not. I hope you do, because I got some coming. But that's gonna do it for this one. I appreciate you watching this little maintenance video, because it's basically what it was. Getting the heat and everything working, making sure everything's up to snuff for winter time, and getting this one running better. And boy, I wish I would have done this before we went to duct tape drag. Wow. You can tell already just by the acceleration here. Check this out. All I can say about that is shit. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you.